Hey guys, Richard here with Downgrid Survival. Got some breaking news I want to talk about for just a second. We're in studio today, and we're actually working on another project when this breaking news came out about what's going on in New York City. Excuse me. So let's address that for just a second. Officials there have now announced that polio has been detected in the wastewater, and that can be significant. There is no cure for polio. And it's a disease that it's pretty nasty. It can have nasty effects on the body, and you know it's in the wastewater. And this isn't something that we should be. Polio isn't a disease that we should all be concerned with, and typically because it's not something that we hear much about these days. A lot of people have been vaccinated from a very young age. Then they say it was eradicated, and so people stopped getting vaccinated for it. And now all of a sudden, it mysteriously has shown up in the wastewater. And it's spread, okay? It's spreading throughout the city. So officials are saying this right here. For every one case of polio that has been identified, hundreds more may be undetected. And so state officials there are already on this. They're working with outside agencies. They're responding urgently to get control of it, to figure out what's going on. But here's the interesting part about this next little statement that they stated. And that is, the risk to New Yorkers is real. But the defense is so simple. All you need to do is and you'll be good to go. So now they're out there saying, if you haven't had you need to jump out there right now and go get it, because then you'll be safe and you won't have any issues with this, which is typically true. It's a very good, solution. But it's the very idea of what's happening. And again, it's in New York, where there's been so much going on there the last few months, and so many threats and speculation about things going on. And we heard so much about for this other thing that we've been going on with for the last 2 years. And you got to get it, you got to get it, you got to get it, and it doesn't work. And it just wasn't enough to. I mean, people aren't generally scared by it anymore. Sure, there's a lot of folks that are still taking precautions. That's fine. That's their choice. But for a lot of the people, you've come to realize that it's not a real big threat, and it's not something to be really concerned with. And we're getting closer to November. And now all of a sudden, oh, hey, brand new threat. And this one actually is a serious one if you're not, prepared for it. So I don't know what to think. I just don't know what to think about what's going on. Is it coincidental? Most people are going to say, no, it's not coincidental, it's just part of the plan. And most likely it is, but who's to say, really? So I'd like to know your thoughts and comments about this, because, it's a serious disease, and now all of a sudden it showed up in the water. I wonder how many other cities are going to, go out and do some testing, and it's going to magically appear in their water as well, where more is going to be required of people in order to get protected against it. Let's go back to the monkey business that's circulating right now. That's another one that is not generally something that we've ever had to be concerned with in the past. It doesn't spread very easily. It's always contained there somewhere on the African continent, and it's just not something we ever had to deal with. Yet mysteriously, when that thing rolled out, it started popping up in numerous countries all at the same time. It just magically appeared. Nothing we've ever had to deal with before, nothing we had to worry about. And all of a sudden, it was popping up in countries all across Europe, Canada, Asia, and then certainly here in the United States, we started popping up. And now look at it. Now there's more and more cases of it. And now they're warning people to go and be careful. Well, you know what? The people that need to be careful are, men having sex with men, because that's the group that is targeting, over 98%, right? The rest of us don't have much to worry about. So, I don't know if that was part of the plan, and if it wasn't enough to, get a reaction out of folks. But yet now we have another one. Just a couple months later, here we are facing another one up in New York, and it's also something that we typically haven't had to deal with for decades. And now all of a sudden, it's a big deal. So you have to sit back and wonder and say, hey, you know what? It's probably, it's probably part of the plan. But, I just wanted to bring that to your attention, share some thoughts on it, and I'd certainly like to hear what you think about it, so please leave comments down below, and myself or others may respond to those comments. But you know what? All I can tell you is stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next video.